Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel. This is Justinator here. So we are going to be playing a fun game and learning how to be an autopsy person today. We're playing Autopsy Simulator. So let's get the swing of things into here and see what we got going on.
Office of the Medical Examiner, Batesville. Dr. Jack Hammond is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your life. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife.
Jesus.
Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken. My meds this time.
Alrighty then. Check the bathroom for your pills. Okay. I kind of want to look at things, but at the same time, Hi, this is Kate Brooks, a reporter for the New Orleans Weekly. I couldn't find you at home. I'm starting to suspect you are avoiding me, Mr. Hammond. Anyway, you know we'd like to write an article commemorating your wife's achievements. We would be delighted to talk about it. Along with this note, I'm also leaving my business card. Hope you find it at your home at the office. Huh. Why do I have a skip button? I don't know what the skip button's for. This is the bathroom. Oh, there are.
Okay. Just have to pull myself together. And get back to work.
Hey, it looks like all the mirrors in my house.
First.
That way I don't see my ugly mug. But, what is this? Hairbrush? Oh, okay. Take the camera from storage room. Okay, where the heck is the storage room? Storage. Okay.
Now remember, Jack. Don't forget to hit the record button this time.
Yeah, that's usually a bad thing. I've done that a few times. Place it on the tripod in the dissection room. Is this the dissecting room? Why is there no... Okay, yeah, dissecting room. Oh, okay.
Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up.
Now...
Now, I just have to get everything in frame.
Like that?
This should be fine. November
Okay.
20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Hammond. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy. Let's start. Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea.
Oh, it's always
The cadaver
fun.
is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time.
Tool wheel at hand.
In the process
Clipboard.
of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process.
And then the x-rays.
Be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive to detail. Many entries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself. Now, onto the police folder.
Oh,
that will
like we are
contain
now.
all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we? The deceased's name is gas chambers, locally known as Old Toby. Homeless and unemployed for at least a couple of years, the deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows.
That's why he was killed.
The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man.
Oh, that's very disappointing.
Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket.
Oh, okay.
He worked
So he
most
drank
of
himself
his
to
life
death.
at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years ago. They both had no contact with the deceased. That's it. It's worth remembering the context
With the deceased, by the way.
death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found in the body.
Find some
Should have
protective
started
gloves.
procedure without gloves.
What if I just don't want any gloves? Hey, cops must have been here. There's some donuts. Gloves. I don't understand why they're just...
Take some pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera.
Oh, God, that snap. Everybody does that.
Somewhere.
Pick up the camera. Okay, okay. Oh. See, everything I love it. Everything's highlighted.
There you are. I knew it was here somewhere. As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule. But voila, now we move on to the next step.
I have to turn that because...
Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary.
Well, I mean... No. Put the back up.
Poorly healed wound.
Oh, okay.
I'll take a closer look later.
Okay. No scratchies? I like that.
Some wounds in the feet, signs of frostbite. Probably because the subject's shoes were too small.
That's blue. We're not taking pictures of the fact that he has a...
Hardened hands, worn out by physical work.
Oh. I was trying to pay attention. Oh, okay then. Oh, look, blunt force trauma.
That's something interesting. It will be necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to...
They got drunk, fell on his head, and he's just asleep. I don't know. This is supposed to be a scary game, so we'll see what happens.
Which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration.
Pin the
Before we
photos.
get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
Head, feet, stomach, old wound, and hand. Okay, now I gotta perform the autopsy. I stand on the right side. All these things out here.
Scalpel, scissors, syringe.
Alrighty.
Knife.
So,
I guess I forgot to clean the knife. Personal information. The deceased was unclothed. Date.
okay.
As you can see, I noted everything down on
November 17th, 1991.
Must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure, but also
He
collates
died-
the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass. Which spot first? It looks like a burn mark. No doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell. And this was an accident just waiting to happen.
well, I mean, you add alcohol into the mix, it usually is.
Here we can
It
see
also comes
frostbite
with a good time most of the time.
We can tell by the characteristic skin color.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like...
Definitely a painful mix of frostbite, abrasions, and blisters. Old Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him for a very long time. That's if he wore any at all. So
Okay.
far, there are a lot
I don't think he
of
wore any.
superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes.
You know, this nudity filter...
First,
Clipboard?
I mark the location of the entries and make notes for each with a head wound.
One.
Definitely an important clue. This is something we'll investigate first.
Intravertebral nature of the wound. The
Even though
side.
this type of wound didn't contribute to the deceased's death, we're still required to record it.
Oh, yeah, because he's been injured no matter what.
We're not in frost season yet, but high humidity, wind, and the inability to warm up can also be causes of frostbite.
Yeah, that's true.
If Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period, the frostbite could have resulted from the body's defense reaction. The safety of the internal organs is more important than fingers, nose, or ears. As you can see, we don't have much to go on. Let's write down what preliminary causes
Which
of
is
death we can think of.
normal.
Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly.
Yeah.
So Toby slipped and accidentally hit his head.
That's what I
This
think
is
too.
of no interest to us. Considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic. The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any signs of freezing internally. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list.
Alrighty, what do we got going on here? Sorry, guys, I had to step away for a moment because of the fact that my girl needed some help.
We still have one thing left for the basics. Rigor mortis. Well, we take our deceased by the hand, gradually re-raise it.
What the... What do I do? What the fuck do I do? What do I do? Oh. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, oh. Well, that didn't work.
Now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose.
Well, that took a little bit to figure
Death
out.
must have occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct.
Okay. So what do I do?
Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this, I need an oscillating saw.
Saw.
The cut is made from ear to ear.
Okay, so just keep it right in there. Keep it right in there. We're good. We're good. I don't understand why when I do this my vision goes blurry.
We'll remove the skin and the top of the skull. After the basic examination, we can see that the brain's cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric.
It's jiggly.
Brain looks good. Let's take a cross-section.
It's jiggly.
Some
Okay.
pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now.
Oh, there it is.
Holding a long, narrow blade knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial
Oh.
nerves on both sides, all the time
Oh, oh,
pulling the brain
oh.
towards us.
Oh. Oh. Like that. don't remember what that game was called. I used to play
far,
with
so
little
good.
kids.
The hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain.
Interesting. Return to the autopsy. Oop. Okay.
We can rule the fatal accident out as well.
Okay, so exclude fall.
Brain is in good condition, so we have no choice but to proceed to the internal examination of the other organs. I grab a scalpel from my kit.
Okay.
The
Scalpel.
incision should be in the shape of a letter Y. We use a deep cut to reach all the way to the ribs and to penetrate the abdominal wall.
Oh.
All right.
You know, I'm so
Now
glad that
we
doesn't
peel
just
back and separate the skin.
cut there. With an empty hand, peel back the skin flaps. Oh. Okay, so I actually have to fold them. Like that. And then up like that.
We need to remove the ribs. We'll need the
Jack
lockers for
the
this.
Ripper. Yep. Tools. Loppers.
Quite a satisfying crunch, for some anyway. After removing the cartilage tissue, we instantly notice two things. You can see widespread black and tarry deposits. Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death. Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but...
Didn't kill
what was I
her.
talking about? Lungs.
Lungs. Lungs.
Yes.
Yes.
Advanced inflammation.
Mark the damage on the lungs. Okay. Color black. Lungs with extensive black-gray deposits, visible inflammatory changes, and excessive distinction. Lungs with advanced inflammation are not related to the death of the deceased. Okay.
What now? The syringe. Now's a good time to collect some samples.
So, I keep forgetting about that. Oh, there we
Specifically,
go.
3. From the eye, the heart. 5 milliliters of the left ventricle should do it. Vitreous humor analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse.
Okay.
From the bladder, we draw about 10 milliliters of fluid. Now we take our samples to the centrifuge, but before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings. Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
From my office, with the necessary values to run the centrifuge. Okay. My office right here. And I'm gonna grab my notebook.
This whole thing is covered in stains. I should check this out under the microscope sometime.
Yeah, I don't think you really want to. Some things you just don't want to look under a microscope for.
Let's get back to the examination.
Okie dokie. So, we're gonna do this
All
right
the
here.
samples into the rotor.
We have to wait until...
Now, we set the appropriate time and speed.
Okay, what's my notes? So, 15 minutes at 70 for presence of alcohol in the blood. So, speed 70% and 15 milliliters. So, speed... %70 at...
Okay.
There we go.
Let's roll.
Start sentence route. And now just wait.
Oh shit. The fuses again. Where were we? Oh yes. The blood alcohol concentration.
This is supposed to be a horror game as well. I forgot to mention
Let's
that,
see
you
what
guys.
we got here. Everything's separated as it should. Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident.
That
However,
doesn't shake.
considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all.
Okay.
Let's go further. We will now focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart.
Okay. Turn to the autopsy. Oh, the right side.
Remove the
There we
organ
go.
and examine it closely. We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that stand out as abnormal. At first glance, the heart looks fine. The pulmonary trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to Toby's death.
Jiggles. Close good
Let's
point.
take a closer look at the stomach.
I've done that with cattle and
Pink color.
other things like deer and elk, and I don't really.
And as expected,
I don't know what I
stomach
was.
has no major external damage.
Oh,
We must now
I guess
cut
we
it
just.
open and inspect inside.
That's always a bad
We'll do
idea.
it carefully so that its contents do not spill out. We open the stomach along the
Oh,
greater curvature
Lord of merciful
from the
heavens.
heart to the
Okay.
pyloric end. Oh, I already feel like there's something left inside.
Oh, this is the most tedious part. I hate this one. Ah.
Okay.
Thank
Large
God I
amount
don't
of
have to.
gas, small amounts of yellow, grayish food content, resembling some kind of meat. Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like enough to find the
Alrighty.
missing contents. There are two ways here. One is
Not a minute, you guys.
and the other is... It couldn't have been suffocation, could it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the deceased's neck.
Alrighty. Put that away. Begin a thorough trachea analysis. Examine
First
organs.
glance, the trachea looks normal. Same result as with the stomach. The external inspection doesn't tell us anything. This time we'll cut on a tray. While cutting such a small organ as the
Why
trachea,
did I went to the
we must
right side?
make a
Why am I over
precise
here?
incision. To be able to cut with the very tip of the blade, we must hold the scalpel as we would a pen. And after careful examination and deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
A clogged trachea. Return to the autopsy.
Based on the report and preliminary documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back.
Ah, blocked by vomiting. That's why.
Gastric contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death. That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
Inside the appropriate manner of death, asphyxiation. Chris probably fell or sleep fainting after drinking a large amount of alcohol, signal gag reflex leading to choking. Okay. Decide the manner of death. Oh. Accident.
And now it's all clear. The death, well, the mystery is solved. But for us, this is not the end.
I'm just gonna do this
The
because
body needs to be cleaned up. For this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin flaps.
oh god. Okay. Okay. I kind of like that chest piece sitting up there.
We sew the deceased back up.
Okay.
Now,
Needle.
using the baseball stitch technique, this stitching method is very strong and quick to do.
You're right. That is quick.
Beautiful.
Leave the
Now we
body.
say goodbye to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge, ready for the
Goodbye.
next stage of their journey.
Goodbye. And there you go.
And God, I'm tired. I'll drop these samples off at the lab on the way to the bar. It's been a while since the eye wash in this thing was changed.
Head to my
It's
car in the
probably a
parking lot.
health hazard now. I'll call Steven. I don't feel like drinking alone today.
Why? Aww. Tobias Chambers. Oh. I don't think I could pour more autopsy on this. It's just a skeleton. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? So I could just look at it. Oh, what? What did I do? Oh God. Oh, I don't know what it did. Oh. That's lots of skulls. Yep, that is definitely, yep. Okay. Well, that didn't really work very much. Chapter 1.
Forgive me.
What? Yeah, that was my question too. What?
I should take my pills.
Oh no, if you're seeing that stuff, I don't know if these pills are helping.
So much light everywhere.
That's a hallway. That's not my bathroom. Is that where my bathroom's at? Oh, bathroom. Everything's so much blurry.
With my hangover.
Well, I mean, that's your thing.
The fucking phone.
Get a wriggle on. I shouldn't leave that door open, should I?
Okay. I know I'm late. I'll be there soon. It's not like the dead are impatient.
Jack, no.
Alice? Who is this?
It's Charlotte Graves.
No. God, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I thought it was work calling.
It's okay. I hate it when work calls me at home, too. How is everything? We haven't talked since... you know.
Well, there are good days, and there are bad days. What can I say? At least I can hide away at work.
Well, you always were the most comfortable in the dissecting room. Listen, I have an unusual request.
Okay, how can I help?
It's nothing serious. I just wanted to ask, do you have any pictures of Alice? Maybe one where the two of us are together? I'd love to have something to remind me of her.
I guess. I'm not sure. I'll look through her things.
Thank you. I'm sorry to trouble you with this. All this can't be easy for you.
I'll get through it somehow. I've been meaning to sort through her stuff for a while. Have you asked Steven if he has anything?
Yes, I spoke with him this morning. He said he gave everything to their mother and that I should ask you.
I see.
Jack,
I bet it
I know you're
bears.
trying. That you cope somehow. Steven's there for you. Although, well, we all know how he can be. But, I mean, if you want him to reminisce about Alice, talk.
I really should go now. I overslept, I'm late for work, and I still have some errands to run on the way.
Oh. Okay, sure. keep you?
I'll look for something and send it over. Thanks for the call, and bye.
Oh, do you have my address?
Not on hand. You'd best remind me again.
292 Browning Lane, apartment 432, Johnson City, New York, 13790.
Got it. Thanks.
Thank you.
You didn't write that down, neither did I, but
Just miss her so much.
I just hope
Yeah.
that I don't
Me too. And that's
need
okay.
to write that down,
Really,
that he
no
will
problem.
remember that.
Thank you. Take care, Jack.
You too, Charlotte. It was nice to hear you.
I guess it was.
That was a bit unexpected. I should probably find something to send.
I'm just gonna close that door. I was a ghost, I'm assuming.
Alice and Charlotte in Amsterdam.
Summer 1975.
It would be better if Charlotte had this. It deserves to be on display and not hidden in a drawer.
I'm just gonna... Okay. Okay, well, fine. Wait.
These were
Yeah.
from Thanksgiving. Stephen invited me. I was going to give them to his mother, but then I met Alice. That was the first time I saw her.
Alrighty then. Okay. What's this picture? What did I do? Okay.
It's
Reminiscing.
been almost a year.
Okay, I guess we're gonna go find out. Envelope. After seeing that, it kind of freaked me out.
Okay, time to go to work. I'm seriously late.
Post a letter in the mailbox. Open the door. Close the door.
I should grab some coffee and aspirin on the way.
I post a letter in the mailbox. I got to go downstairs. I'll keep going down. Oh. I don't want to go up. Creepy elevator, don't want to go up. I'm just going to take the stairs, I guess. Because the elevator only goes up, apparently. Where's the mailbox at, though? That's the question. Locker's locked, but it's out of service. Interesting. Open it. Oh, there's the mailbox right there.
I hope this helps, Charlotte. Okay, all done here. Time to go.
Somebody knocked something over and then ran away. Ooh. I'm driving that thing?
Ugh, damn, I forgot my jacket. Ah, well. I'll brave it for tonight. Too bad.
I wonder if I would remember to grab my
Nice
jacket.
and fresh.
Wonder if it
At
would've
least
let
it's
me.
peaceful here.
Medical examiner's office. Oh, look back.
Good evening, Mr. Ridley. Has Stephen delivered the body?
Mm-hmm.
Did he leave it where he usually does?
Mm-hmm.
As always, it's a real pleasure talking to you.
If you say so.
Oh, Mr. Ridley. Handman, if you leave the autopsy mess again and go home, I will put it all in your car, I promise. Service. Remember to sign, Handman. Okay.
Some corpses have more personality than this guy.
Office.
Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I better check the answering machine.
Alrighty then. Ooh.
Mom always said not to accept sweets from strangers.
Well, I mean...
Hi, Jack. I dropped by a little early today. I left the body with Ridley in the corridor. He wasn't sitting in the locker then, so maybe he'll even throw him into the room. Well, how are you doing? Yeah, I mean, it's your first birthday without her, and...
Okay.
This, I still have a hangover, and you know me, I run to the John like the neighbor's fucking dog. You know, today I slipped on his shit again. That fucking furball. He always has to shit next to my car. Anyway, I can't come over in the evening, but we'll catch up on the weekend, okay?
I hate when
Bye.
they do that.
I almost forgot. Charlotte called me this morning. She asked about you, so answer your calls, Jack. This time it's not a reprimand for being late.
That's par for the course. I wonder when this clown will learn to look under his feet.
Inspect my muffin.
Birthday. I actually forgot it was today. Alice baked me muffins like these every birthday. Okay, joke's over. Apron, gloves, and get to work.
Okay, I need to go to the dissecting room. And I need the apron. Put my apron on. And
I need to order another batch of these. I've got to remember to do that later.
the same pair of gloves I put on yesterday, I'm assuming. Set up a camcorder.
Oh, man.
Camcorder.
You were on that talent show. What was your name again?
Why is the blurred when the
Steven
clothes are
laughs at
on?
me for recording everything. He says I have a bigger collection of stuff like this than most of the creeps he's got.
Question is why is the screen doing that?
November 21st, 1991. Time, 9:13 p.m. The autopsy is conducted by Jack Handman. Lecture for the Medical University of Missouri.
I am Hammond.
After yesterday's lecture, you should already know the ins and outs. So today we'll be consolidating our knowledge. So, where do I start? That's right, police folder. Ah, yes.
Samantha
Barker. Now remember, there's probably going to be a lot of chatter about this.
Probably. Oh, no. Okay, so there we go.
When questioned, friends admitted that Samantha's last days before losing contact seemed extremely happy and relaxed. She also quit drinking alcohol, had mentioned something about rehab. The friend also admits that there's no indication of an impending tragedy. Found in her own apartment by police patrol. Officers were called by a concerned friend of the deceased, who had been unable to contact Barker for several days. During the interrogation, a friend of the deceased admitted that Samantha never got to grips with the sudden fame that came after winning such a high-profile talent show. The deceased was found in her own apartment, in a semi-recumbent position on an armchair. Large quantities of alcohol and empty packets of sleeping pills were also found in the apartment. After her first album became a commercial success, she was hit with a creative drought. She suffered panic attacks and severe sleep problems. Drugs and medication.
The Nartrabol?
Well, let's see what settled
I
this
don't know what the
matter.
heck those are, but okay.
As you can see, the body is fully clothed. Therefore, before we move on to photographic documentation, we must remove the clothes. This time, we don't have to focus on the clothes too much. However, there are cases where a clothing analysis can lead to the cause of death. Okay, now we can continue with the examination. Again, Begin by taking photographs of the cadaver. I guarantee that over time it will cease being embarrassing for you.
Alrighty, take a general photo of the deceased. Camera.
First, we photograph the whole body. And now, any suspicious-looking marks or wounds.
No, it still does have the glitter thingy to it. Okay. And take a picture of that.
Yes.
Yes.
Many times.
She's
You
got
don't
to
get
fight.
such bruises from a normal contusion.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Strangulation.
Uneven. We need to investigate this. Well, there's even more here.
4 out of 5. Is there more over here? Ah. Ooh. No. Okay. Lots of bruising.
A few we will need to look into here.
General. Stomach bruises. Feet. Hanging marker. And right hand. Left arm. Where's our exclamation point on that one? Okay. Description of body. She's running clothes.
Time to take a closer look.
Okay. Inspect the areas of concern with magnifying glass. Oop. Magnifier.
Some furrows have imprinted more strongly, others less, as if someone was undecided.
Decided. So it means she didn't want
The
to or
number of
something.
bruises suggest that there may have been some kind of tussle.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though.
Such bruises are caused by either a very heavy blow or by some internal issues.
Interesting.
And here's something interesting. The skin of the deceased is covered with numerous blisters. Some of them are ruptured. Others still contain fluid residue.
Interesting. Let's go take a look at her feetsies.
More numerous blisters.
Oh yeah, definitely post those on Feet Finder.
We have some leads to investigate here.
Definitely can do that. Yep. Clipboard.
On the neck of the deceased, we can see clear furrows, indicating that strangulation may be the probable cause of death. Given the condition of the deceased, it's difficult to tell immediately whether the bruises were the result of a struggle or perhaps the result of iron deficiency. Currently, it's difficult to say whether the bruises were the result of a beating or whether it could be some kind of internal bleeding.
Huh.
Although it's easier to have abrasions on your feet, but the number and size of the blisters suggests that it's probably a matter of barbiturate poisoning. In general, such blisters usually appear in the case of mechanical abrasions, but due to the place of occurrence, this should be excluded. A severed spinal cord, trauma to the larynx, or trachea will verify whether the hanging was the final nail in Miss Barker's coffin. The examination with a UV lamp will dispel some doubts. Potential attackers could have left traces. After examining the organs, we can easily verify whether there was internal bleeding or whether the deceased was suffering from something, to be checked in the lab later. I'll add barbiturates to the list of necessary tests. Given the testimony of the victim's friend, I add alcohol poisoning to the list of potential causes of Miss Barker's death. A blood test will no doubt quickly verify that hypothesis. But
Clipboard down,
proof
continue
to check
autopsy.
for external traces. For this, we use the good old UV lamp.
UV
I
lamp.
look carefully at the whole body. UV rays will reveal any traces. Torso, empty, with right hand clean. Legs, there's nothing here. The area around the head is empty. The left hand eyes us here. Now gently, we take the deceased by the hand.
Overexposed. Perform the rigor mortis examination. Oh, I hate doing this one. Okay, can I have it?
Check for rigor mortis.
No, no, no.
Again, the hand falls freely. Since we don't have a definitive lead, we will examine all the key organs one by one.
Okay.
So, I'm starting the internal inspection. I dissect the skin of the deceased.
Okay. Make sure I cut cleanly all the way across here. All the way down.
And I proceed to deflect the skin flaps.
Hey.
With yesterday's body, the deceased has only trace amounts of adipose tissue.
Hey.
Now for the ribs.
Alright, now to the loppers.
What do we have here? Or rather, what don't we have? There is certainly no sign of internal bleeding. Before I disembowel the deceased, I will take samples for toxicological tests to determine the alcohol content in the body. I just need my syringe. Just to be sure, I'm taking samples from 3 organs: the eyeball, the heart, and the bladder. Analysis will rule out, or confirm, alcohol poisoning.
Alrighty, and then we need a heart. And one more from down here, the bladder. The bladder.
I'll transfer these to the centrifuge.
Okay. Retrieve notebook from the office. Why do I always leave that in my office? I swear.
What was it? 15, 70,
10,
75?
You know, you should always keep this close at hand and not.
I regularly forgot birthdays and anniversaries. I'm lucky Alice always forgave me.
Now I go to the centrifuge. Now I'm going to perform the toxicology test, the presence of alcohol. So I do need to do the alcohol thing again. Okay, I need to make sure I do it right. As each one of these goes in, I need to put 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay.
Gently does it with this old thing. Handle with kid gloves.
Notes. 1570. Yeah, so sweet 70.
I'm starting the centrifuge. Let's see what results come out.
I hope I did that right.
The laboratory is already open, so... Fucking hell! Ridley! Mr. Ridley! The fuses need resetting.
Oh God.
Where is he?
I don't want to do this. Check the breakers in the store room. What was... This is where I need to go.
First the right, and then the left.
First the right, then the left.
And voila.
Ah! I got it right. Turn to the autopsy. Answer phone in my office. Okay. Oh, okay. There's some shit going on now. I don't know about this.
Jack Hanman speaking.
Easy, why so rude?
Steve? Sorry, man. This place is falling apart. And Ridley won't even lift a finger to help. You just can't work here.
Did the centrifuge trip the fuses again?
Yeah. Eventually, everything's gonna go up in smoke.
Look on the bright side. It's a free cremation with your autopsy.
Jesus, stop it. That shit pisses me off.
I mean, that's true.
Hey, sorry, Jack. Anyway, I'm calling to ask how the autopsy's going. Soon there'll be journalists sniffing around for info, so we best be ready.
I'll whiz through this in a couple of hours. It doesn't look like a complicated case to me. More of a formality. The report will be available in the morning.
Sounds great. Thanks. Phew. How's your head?
Well, my head seems better than yours. On the way to work.
Holy fuck.
What? What's happening?
Quiet.
A 3-car police convoy was involved in an accident near Pete's Bay Bridge while transporting prisoners to Orleans Parish Prison. At the moment, we do not know the exact number of victims or whether any of the convicts escaped. However, the scale of the accident indicates a large number of victims, possibly even fatal ones. Police are on their way to investigate the incident and secure the area.
I guess I'm about to get hit with a bunch of people.
Prisoners are on death row. The police were to transport them to their execution, which was to take place tomorrow morning. Many of them are very dangerous criminals. We will report on the matter on an ongoing basis, so stay tuned with us.
What? Stephen, was Red Pete one of the passengers? He was, wasn't he? What if he survived?
Jack, I have to go. You want me on site?
What if he survived?
I gotta go. Talk to you later, okay?
Fuck.
Okay.
Calm down,
Yep,
Jack.
I need my pills again.
Pills.
Get
I
through.
need my pills. You heard him, Jack. Yes. Nothing's going to happen.
Okay.
Christ. I've got to get back to work.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. Do I go? Why did my office door shut? Okay. Okay.
Technical break. At least I know I can pursue a career as a janitor if I need to. My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
Oh.
Alright, let's see if we were able to get anything out of this piece of crap. And miraculously, yes, the samples did spin. I'll transfer them to the chromograph in the lab.
Okay. Off. Place the samples onto the rack. What rack? What rack? What rack? Do I need to go to the lab?
Alright, let's load this up.
Oh.
I placed the test tubes in the rack.
Okay. Take the pipette.
Now, just take 5 milliliters from each. Precisely.
Oop. No. There we go. Precisely 5 milliliters. And
And the next.
set a pipette. Ten. Okay. Look, second sample. Perfect.
Five more.
Set to 15. Ah. $15. Over to the next one.
We put the prepared
Perfect.
sample into the machine.
Perfect. Enter choreographer.
Let's see what we have here.
Okay.
The results indicate that the deceased did consume alcohol shortly before her death. However, this is not an amount that could cause poisoning leading to death. Just slight inebriation. I can return to the body and continue the rest of the examination.
Oh, that's a wall. Okay. Let's return to the autopsy
Polygraph
now.
results show that we can eliminate alcohol poisoning from our list of potential causes of death. However, remember that alcohol can affect the functioning of the entire body. It disturbs the heart rhythm, accelerating its rate, and dilutes the blood, which may result in more severe bleeding in the event of an accident. Also remember that alcohol affects the metabolism of drugs in the liver, which I'll now look at in more detail. First, I'll pick up the syringe again.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to leave this here today. We will continue this autopsy later on. I don't have like a way to record more than an hour's worth of stuff. So like and subscribe. And if you like this, please let me know if you want to see more stuff like this. If not, then, just let me know what you guys want to see. Like and subscribe.